Chapter 4 Internal Control. Focus on cash. Before you proceed, you want to verify that your trial balance from Chapter 3 is accurate. So, to do that, you want to go to Reports, Accountant, and Taxes and click your trial balance. Your individual account balances must match with the check figure as of the end of Chapter 3. Then you'll be comfortable to move on into this chapter. Remember, not just ending balance, but the individual account balances. Then you can close off of this screen. The emphasis of this chapter is the internal control of cash to protect assets through reliable and accurate accounting records. Safeguarding the company assets is maintained through well-defined and coordinated measures with proper accountability and authorization in compliance with generally accepted accounting principles. The internal control of cash and cash receipts is vital and requires efficient operational methods and proper authorization to achieve accurate accounting records and financial statements. As you read the chapter, you will understand the focus and need in preparing a bank reconciliation and how to record and establish and replenish the petty cash. So, what is petty cash? Petty cash is set up to facilitate small disbursements or small payments of cash. Working on problem 4-2, you are to record the establishment of petty cash. So, to do that, read and understand that you will still make a journal entry. So just like your chapter 2, you want to go to company, make journal entries, and date this December 30th of last year when petty cash was established. And you are using entry number check 115 as your reference for your entry number. You issue the check to your employee, Jackie Terrell, as custodian. So your entry, just like the normal debit question, you ask yourself, what did the business receive? Business received debit to petty cash, and it was for $300. And the memo is to establish petty cash. And your next row would represent your credit. Again, credit question, what did the business part with? And the business parted with cash, the regular checking account. You want to save this and go to the next transaction. Problem 4-3, the custodian now wants a replenishment of the petty cash. There is a cash count of $14.50 and the check amount issued is $285.50. And the following vouchers and receipts were submitted for replenishment. So you have stamps for $37, computer repairs for $50, office supplies for $123.50, a voucher signed by the owner for personal use, and the check to replenish petty cash is exactly $285.50. Now you're asked to replenish this and record the entry. So the first thing you want to do is to determine whether there's an exact count, which we know there is exact count, and so we classify each of these accounts accordingly. The stamps will be to postage and delivery expense, and the other receipts are well defined. That's for $37 to replenish petty cash. You have another debit for the computer repairs, and that you can easily classify. There is an account name called repairs expense. So debit repairs expense and enter $50. You need another row because this is a compound entry where you have several debits and one credit that you will record. So just hit your tab key and it gets you to the next row, and there is office supplies receipts for $123.50. Under our previous chapter 2, every time we purchase office supplies, it gets to the asset office supplies. So continuously do that transaction by debiting the office supplies. Then you have the owner representing a personal use of $75 that he signed the voucher, so it gets to the owner's drawing account for $75, and that is another debit. Hit your tab key and you will note your check amount is supposed to be 285 and 50 cents, and the credit is you parted with the regular checking account, not petty cash but the regular checking account. Save this and get to the next transaction. So click Save and New. On the next problem, 4-4, you are to reconcile the bank statement with the general ledger. But you notice that there is an amount that came out of your bank statement for $974.36, representing NSF, non-sufficient fund. So you still need to record an entry for your NSF. This problem, before you proceed to that, requires your understanding. It contains the typical bank statement, ending balances, and beginning balances. But for the NSF, you are going to be recording a debit and a credit to that, because the debit will have to go back into your receivable account. You need to collect again from your customer, your patient, Rolly Perez, because when he paid with his check, you were given a credit by the bank as part of your deposits. But when his check was processed for 974 and 36 cents, it came back and was rejected as NSF. So to record the NSF check, you debit that accounts receivable, and you wanted to create a new patient name or customer account, and that will be Rolly Perez. So once you have created the new customer or patient account, click OK to that, and then you go to the next row, and that will be a credit to your regular checking account because it came out of the bank statement for 974 and 36 cents. You can save this to complete the posting process and clear that screen. Now you're ready to prepare your bank reconciliation. Just like any bank statement, you have a beginning and ending balance. You want to date this December 31 of last year. So on the ending balance, you want to enter $169,954.44. That represents the ending balance from the bank statement. Now, in that bank statement, you see a $32 service charge. The bank charged you $32. You want to date this also as of the period covered for December 31, and the GL account, you want to look for your bank service charge expense account and click that, and that will debit the account. Looking at the bank statement, you also have interest income of $10. So as of December 31, the bank paid you for keeping a certain amount of balance in the bank, and it is representing your interest income. So look for that interest income account under the income category as classified as other income. And then you want to click continue. I will just do a few, but you will have to complete the rest. You wanted to look at deposits and other credits from the bank statement and compare that with the general ledger deposits and other credits. So example, December 1st, 200,000 is there, and there is another 10,500 is there. So mark them and go along the way. Note that there will be deposits that have not been shown in the bank statement, not appearing in the bank statement, and if you read the chapter, it talks about deposit in transit. What that is they will show in the next month's statement. These deposits might not have appeared in this statement because of the timeliness. So when the bank posted and showed it for this month, it quite did not get it in time for the cutoff of the statement, and it will appear in the next month's statement. A very good reason for that is because of some special holidays when you made a deposit and it was posted the next business day, so they will now appear in the next month's statement. You also want to mark all of the checks, looking at the checks and the payments that the bank had cleared. Not all the checks will appear, so I will do the first one. You want to look at check number and dollar amount and mark them accordingly. So you need to scroll up and down, back and forth to determine if the check number and the dollar amount are correct. And you want to do the rest. The difference at the very bottom of this, once you have completed them, must show a zero. That difference must be appearing as zero. Do not click your reconcile now until you see that the difference is zero, so you can complete the rest. Once you have checked off all the deposits and the checks that have cleared the bank, now you will see that including the NSF, the difference is zero, and you can display your statements. So you have a reconciliation summary and you have a reconciliation detail that you can look at to see whether it is the same. Now you wanted to determine whether your trial balance at the end of chapter 4 matched the check figure. Again, you're going to reports, company and accountant and taxes, and trial balance. And your trial balance will be dated December 31. Once you have determined that individual account balances match with the check figure, as shown at the end of chapter 4, then you should feel comfortable to move on to the next chapter.